Guess what?
What?
It's Christmas!
Oh!
Yeah, well, it was Christmas.
Yeah, it was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it's not Christmas anymore.
No.
Although, if you looked at us, you'd still think it is.
Yes. Well, this week it still is. It's always Christmas up until New Year's Day, isn't it?
How long does Christmas last? Is it like right up until New Year's?
Yeah, I think so.
What about after New Year's?
Then you leave all your decorations up because you can't be asked to take them down until you have to, which is what, the first or second week of January?
February?
Yeah. March.
No, I'm the other way. I want them down straight away.
What, like on Christmas Day, everyone's like activities.
Whilst you're still opening your presents, I'm like ripping the tree down. Right.
Yeah.
Let's get a head start on
Once
this.
everyone's opened them, the next task is everyone dismantles everything.
That's what Boxing Day's for, isn't it? Putting everything in a box.
Yeah, they could be. Yeah. Boxing Up Day. Yeah, I like that.
Do you like my antlers?
I do like the
I know I've worn
yeah.
them before, but
yes, they're slightly more in shot this time. I like it.
yeah, it's actually really hard to balance on my head like this.
Yes, they might just slowly fall down over the show.
Let me introduce everyone. Welcome back to the 128 KB podcast. We're back once again due to lack of popular demand and the fact that it's Christmas.
Yes,
I'm excited.
I am.
Did you get anything good?
Yeah, I can't remember. I've got a slight amnesia thing going on at the minute.
Have you?
Yeah, I got a coat.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all I know about.
Oh,
I remember.
That's good. That's nice.
I remember it because I bought it for myself and then said it was for my wife.
That's really good. I like that.
Yeah, it's good that.
I
Yeah.
like buying presents for myself.
I got a fur coat as well, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
what are
a
you?
faux fur coat.
Wow. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. You know, I was summoning my inner David Lee Roth.
I was going to thought you said Credit DeVille.
Oh well, all that. Yeah. So you might see it on the show at some point.
Ah, nice.
It's fun. It's like long.
What I find weird with
length.
talking to you in a Santa hat
Yeah.
is that after a while, the hat part gets blurred out and it just looks like you've got short blonde hair.
Yeah. Well, it might do.
Like spiky blonde hair.
Yeah,
It's not that colour.
Like a '90s boy band. Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often think that when I look at you.
Yes.
90s
Yeah. Well.
boy
Yeah.
band.
Yeah. I suppose it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. It's Christmas.
It is.
Yeah.
Wait. What did you get for Christmas? Adrian?
I got a new Call of Duty.
Did you? Yeah. Is it good?
I've not played it yet
Oh, fair enough.
because I'm bad at playing games.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I probably will play it at some point.
Good. Yeah. I was actually really tempted to get that. I might see if it goes on January sale.
Get it.
Yeah.
Then I can play with you.
What have you got it on?
It doesn't matter. It's cross-platform.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean.
I suck at Call of Duty as well, so it'll make you look really good.
Well, the thing is I'm a PC Call of Duty player, but I would buy it on Xbox.
Yeah, okay.
So it would be a bit more level playing field. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, all right.
So I was very tempted to get it for Christina on Xbox for Christmas, but I bought someone else.
I tell you, I had a weird moment the other day that all of you gamers listening to this can share if you have multiple platforms.
Yes.
I played a lot of Xbox over the past, since September, was it?
Yeah.
Like a lot of hours of Xbox. And I didn't realise how accustomed I'd got to how the controller feels. And a couple of nights ago, I went to play my PS5 for the first time in forever.
Yes.
Turned it on and I was like, oh,
what is this?
why are the shoulder buttons so horrible? It really messed with my mind.
Yeah.
That, I'll be honest, I don't like the controller anymore.
Really?
I can't. It was my favourite controller of all time.
Dun, dun, dun.
I can't. I'm going to have to spend some more time playing it, especially before Final Fantasy comes out next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just.
I hadn't
get my head
even
around
thought
it.
about that because the same for me, really.
Yeah.
I've been playing Xbox again pretty much solely since we got them in September.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing is I also mainly play Steam Deck, which is Xbox configuration and layout.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's slightly different ergonomically and stuff, but it's the same. It's all Xbox inspired.
Yeah.
You know, and then yes, I play Switch as well, but my mind can just switch to that. Whereas Christina struggles hard moving between controllers. You know?
I do. I'm like Christina.
But if I went to PlayStation, I'd be like, what am I doing?
With the button layouts, the only time I have a problem is when it tells you on screen to do something very specific. Press X.
Yes, and then
But
it's like,
I have to look down and go
quick time events.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same. Yeah.
Or if it's like unlock the chest, press Y. You're like,
Yeah.
which one is that again?
Initially, I had that with the Xbox when we got them, and even with the Steam Deck, I was a bit like fumbling around because stupidly, Nintendo and Xbox have all the same letters but in a different configuration.
Yes.
So both A and B are switched, and X and Y are also switched. So it's like, oh man, this is annoying. So
I wonder if that was
Yeah.
like a copyright thing.
I've no idea. Can you copyright like a button layout?
Well, PlayStation certainly have.
Oh yeah, but they use like random symbols.
Yeah,
and
they
stuff,
do.
don't they?
Yeah.
I want to see one with like hieroglyphs on.
Wow.
Press
How
the
would you-
chicken on top of the pyramid.
Press the chicken. Choke the chicken.
Yes,
I haven't introduced what we're doing today.
I thought we were just randomly talking.
Yeah, it's loose, it's goose, it's Christmas. There's
Didn't
no
even know
real
we were
plan.
filming.
I didn't know we were filming. I don't know. I just wanted to share some Christmas stories, really. Of
Sweet.
like your favourite memories of gaming at Christmas, gifts, and
Yeah.
I guess they all kind of hark back to childhood. But
Yes.
also just to kind of be here for everyone at Christmas, something to listen to the
Yeah.
day after Christmas or Boxing Day, whenever this is.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be there with you.
Absolutely. And before we start,
Yeah.
I want to know the viewers and listeners at home.
Yeah.
Let us know what you've got, like gaming related
Oh,
for Christmas,
nice.
or your
Yeah.
favorite memories. You know, on our social medias, or if you're watching on YouTube, then down in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
It's always good. We read all the comments, so it's all good.
We do. Yeah, and some of them we reply to.
Some of them we do, yeah, not all of them.
No, it's a lot to keep up with, but I do always read them.
Yeah,
I do genuinely
definitely.
read them.
Same.
If you see a little heart appears, then you know I've read it.
Yes.
If you don't, it's because you've said something thoroughly annoying, and I've probably deleted your comment. Which I do. It's not a democracy; it's a dictatorship. So there, come and join the dictatorship.
That's it. I'm gonna put my hat forward like this now. It's good.
That's nice.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gaming at Christmas
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
Before I get onto like your favorite memories and stuff,
Mm.
I love Christmas.
Mm.
I'm just a huge Christmas fan. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I love the food. I love the gifts.
Yes.
I love buying gifts. It's crazy. I really like it.
Yes.
But more than anything else, and I know I've said it on the show before because I remember the negative comments that came from it. I love an allocated amount of time to just play games.
I'm the same though.
I was like,
people
oh,
have
what am I
said
going to
against
smash
that.
this Christmas?
Yes, and people have like said against that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like really, like there was a few like really negative comments, like, "Oh, how sad it is that you just want to at a time when you should be with family and stuff." Like,
Who are you, people? Why are you watching a gaming podcast if you don't feel the same way? Saying that though, just to go
Yeah.
off track. When I got the Steam Deck, it got delayed. You remember Parcel Force
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
deliver it? I went on the Steam Deck group on Facebook, which is obviously like full of people that love Steam Deck as well. And I said, "Oh, it got delayed. I'm really annoyed." And at the time, it was on Thanksgiving in America, which we don't share here in the UK.
No.
And everyone was like, "Go spend some time with your family." I'm like, "My dog's asleep and my wife's not here." Like,
Oh, so
so
they
gaming
thought-
is
yeah.
like the thing I should be doing right now,
Yeah.
but they didn't deliver my Steam Deck, so I can't do it. But you know, Christmas is, of course, the time to play games. It's like my fondest memory. And one of the main reasons I love handheld gaming is because I can look like I'm attending a family event.
Oh, wow.
When really I'm not.
That's stylish. I like it. Yeah, if you don't agree with that, I don't know why you're listening to a gaming podcast. I mean, of course, every gamer, I'm sure, is going to agree with our opinion here. Yeah, spend some time with your family,
Yeah, of
have
course.
dinner together, share some gifts, a drink, and then I have a whole evening of playing games and not moving.
Yeah.
And I don't feel guilty at all.
No, exactly. Yeah.
I will play till I've got a square ass.
Yes.
You know, until it's so numb,
Yep.
it's square.
Yep.
There's been so many games that I've gone from beginning to end just through that kind of 1 week mega time.
I think as well because there's like no guilt there.
No guilt at
Do you know
all.
what I mean? Because it's Christmas.
I don't even want to go outside.
No, you don't need to. Like
No.
it's Christmas. Most of the time, most people have time off work for Christmas
Yeah.
and stuff, and that's that guilt-free like relaxation period of I'm just going to chill and play my favorite game or my new game or whatever,
Yeah.
or the game I've been waiting for, like backlog for ages.
Yeah.
You know, and you can sit down and not think, oh, I should be doing this or I need to be doing that. Do you know what I mean? It's just uninterrupted
Yeah.
enjoyment,
Yeah, totally.
isn't it? Like,
Totally
that's
is.
what I'm on the same page as you.
I'm undecided as to whether I'll do some streaming over it.
Yes.
One of my favorite memories is watching you stream over
Yes.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It was Christmas Eve or Boxing Day or
yeah,
something.
Yeah. The past 2 or 3 years running, I've streamed
I
at Christmas.
think if you've got the energy, do it. If don't,
I
don't.
think this year it's going to have to be you because this year I can't because all my streaming stuff's
that's-
not in the studio.
Oh no!
I know because I've not really said
It's
on
fine.
the channels,
Yeah.
but I will be moving studio soon.
Oh.
So the new set and everything very, very soon.
Should we do like a clickbait episode?
We
like
should, yes.
the end of an era. It's coming to an end.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. That's
It's
good.
over. That's it.
Yeah.
And then another one straight after. It's just begun. Yeah, but because of that, I won't be able to stream this year because it's all over the place. So I think it makes sense that you take the crown to stream, the streaming
baton.
crown. That's it, the baton. Yeah, I think
wow,
I think you've got to do it, and then I can stick you on the tablet.
Yeah.
Not pay attention and play on my Steam Deck.
Yeah. That is how it works. But either way,
No, I'll definitely watch.
either way, streaming or not, it's just guilt-free. It's in my mind, and it might be just because I'm really into games, but in my mind, it has the same feeling as when it's really rainy winter outside and you get inside and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
like next to a fire or like under a blanket or something, you know? The
Yeah.
idea of spending a winter's day
Yes.
around Christmas just playing a game,
Yeah, and lazing around.
it's the same kind of comfort I get.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
I can't deny that. At
I
all.
think that's
perfect.
my primary love of gaming at Christmas.
Absolutely.
It's guilt-free.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely.
What game are you going to play?
What am I going to play?
Yeah, what game have you been playing? What are you going to play for the rest of it?
So many things. I've been playing Alan Wake 2 recently, and I keep
Good one.
having to put it down because I'm like, right, I've got to, go to bed early tonight because of whatever reason or whatever it might be, or like I want to play but I can't. I want to play but I can't, and I'm almost through it.
Yeah.
So I want to keep continuing that because that it's blown my mind. This game, it's been phenomenal. So I definitely want to complete that over this time.
Just give a quick shout out to how much of a sleeper that was.
I know.
Came out and
I swear
we all
it came
knew
out
it was
in
coming, the sequel.
Yeah.
But the first one was a good game.
It's great. Yeah.
Wasn't anything like
No, but it was a long time ago. Do you know what I mean? It's old
fair.
now.
They did the remake a couple of years ago, didn't
Yes.
they? But again, it didn't make huge waves.
No, and I played the remake start to finish immediately before starting Alan Wake 2. And
Yeah.
I played it thinking, this is great. Knew nothing of Alan Wake 2. I really enjoyed Alan Wake 1. Some issues that I've spoke about on other podcast episodes with the camera angle and some of the controls.
It's
And even
left hook, isn't it? It's
yeah,
weird.
like so it was all weird. But I really enjoyed the game. And I was thinking, okay, they're just going to take that and do a bit more with it. No. This is... You could, in theory, just not even bother with the first game.
Yeah.
For the story, which is very heavy story, focused, it's best if you do know, but you don't necessarily. You could probably watch a recap on YouTube or something.
I was thinking that as you said it.
Yeah,
I'll just watch a video.
Yeah, no, but you could because it's only it directly follows on, but 10 years later. So the last game was from 2010.
Yeah.
This game follows on for Alan Wake's been lost since 2010 or whatever. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like nowadays, but referencing the game from 2010.
Oh wow.
So it's very, very cool, mind-boggling game. Like it's one of my favorite games already ever.
Yeah.
Like it's so good. For me, it's what Resident Evil would be if they didn't go down the weird first-person route.
Yeah.
It's as if Resident Evil 4 was the last Resident Evil game, and then they stopped it for 15 years,
The
and
best
then this is it.
analogy I saw, which summed up from talking to you and seeing parts of the game and stuff, is that this is the closest to Silent Hill that we'll get.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And for me, it's a mixture of Silent Hill and Resi 4.
Yeah.
And that is right up my alley. But it's just amazing. Some of the stuff they've done I've never seen in a game before.
Wow.
It's and the graphics are phenomenal. Playing on Series X on a 4K TV just looks beautiful. It's such an experience. So that's what I've been playing and want to finish.
Yeah.
There's other games as well. I've been playing Batman Arkham Knight on Steam Deck.
Oh, I was going to say,
I was going to buy it on Switch,
glad you didn't.
but I'm glad I didn't.
So broken.
Because it's so broken, yeah. So I don't actually remember which one I'm playing at the minute. The first one, whatever that is, Arkham Asylum or whatever it's called. And I never played these games when they came out. And I'm a big Batman nut. I've got loads of comics and everything, and I just skipped these games.
Were
all
they
three of them.
PS3?
Yeah, they're older. Yeah. These
I'm
started.
sure I've got them on PS3.
You probably do. And I missed them. I never played them. So
yeah.
I started playing it on Steam Deck just before Christmas, and I'm loving it. The first one is so good, and it runs at 60 FPS
Yeah, I bet.
straight out of the box.
I bet it looks great.
It looks brilliant. And I've been looking at the Switch videos, going, glad I
It's
missed
so
out on
bad.
that.
proper frame rate dropping
It's
everywhere,
terrible.
scene popping and stuff.
But I've had them on my Steam account for years, just never played them.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to buy them again on Switch.
No.
And we've just got the Steam Deck OLED, which I'm still in love with. Those two games are the things I've been playing most and want to finish during this time, and probably finish that first Batman one and hopefully get through, if not complete, the second one as well.
Yeah.
So there's a 3 series. But what about yourself? What are you playing
Oh man,
or want to get through?
yeah. I'm really like bouncing in between a lot at the moment. It's really
Yeah.
annoying me.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that. I'm juggling between a bunch.
I've massively put off Lies of P
Oh, I really want to play that.
because it looks so difficult.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And if I'm just being honest,
Yeah. It's like Souls-like kind of.
I think I've just got a bit lazier as
I'm the
time's
same.
gone on.
I'm the same.
So those
Slightly more difficult games.
yeah. What
Rage
was-
quit.
I'm trying to think of the other one that was recent, like Elden Ring.
Yes, I didn't even touch that.
No, because it looks like a proper grind.
Nails, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I can be bothered.
Doesn't look that fun to me. Like,
I don't like losing all the time.
yeah. I don't want to sit there getting slapped and like ganked at the spawn.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't mind a challenge.
Yeah.
but,
yeah, but that kind of challenge, like,
yeah. So, but I really want to play it because
I do
of
too,
how
yeah.
good it looks.
mm,
You keep going on about Alan Wake, and
it's so good.
I need to jump into it really. The fact that it came out of nowhere, like literally came out of nowhere to become probably the worthy Game of the Year winner. I know it didn't.
In my eyes, it's the game of the year.
Just because
I'm playing it and how freaking good it is.
Yeah.
You know?
This is going to be a curveball. I really want to go back and start Dread again.
Oh,
Like I really want to.
you need to.
Yeah.
I think that's what you should stream.
Yeah. That's the real temptation. Like I really want to do that because I'm seeing a lot of. It's almost worth a future episode. I think there seems to be a resurgence of 2D action platformers or
Yeah.
Metroidvanias,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to call them that.
Totally.
Some of them are roguelikes, some of them are just action platformers.
There's been some really good ones announced at the Games Awards.
Yeah, there seems to be this real resurgence of it.
I'm
And
loving it. It's my cup of tea. Like,
I loved. We've spoke about 2D games a lot in the past. I do love them, or 2.5D. Dead Cells is another one that I'd love to play.
really good.
After
Yeah.
seeing it on Steam Deck in particular,
Yes,
it looks
yeah.
cool as. But yeah, looking forward, there seems to be a lot coming in this kind of genre. I find that really intriguing, and I think Metroid Dread, just maybe that was the point in which it became okay again.
Yeah. And Dread is so good. Like,
So good, yeah.
I love that game. I would actually want to go and replay it again, but I'm kind of holding out to see if they do like a Switch 2 or something like that next year. And then I'll pick it up and play it again on
Yeah.
that if it's backwards compat. But I highly recommend you play through it. It's nails. And I'm sure if you come and ask me for help, I probably won't remember.
That's the thing with those games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just really, you have to be like I know lifed it. Like from
Yeah.
when the Switch OLED dropped and I got Dread, I didn't play anything else other than that. And I 100%ed it, like literally 100% my first save file. And that was it. I didn't play it again. But it is a replayable game. But it's such a good game.
There's one that's come out this week. I think it dropped last week.
Oh, yeah?
That might be worth you checking out. It's not that you can get it on Steam Deck. It's Trinity Fusion.
Trinity Fusion. I feel like I've heard that. That looks very Dread inspired, doesn't it?
Very Dread inspired.
I remember when
yes.
they announced it earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was out yet.
There's some big parts of, I think the enemies are procedurally generated.
Oh,
as to where
wow.
they are, so it's random each time.
Oh, okay.
And the combat is time based.
Nice.
So it looks really cool. It looks really stylish.
I need to see that.
A kind of combination of Dead Cells and Dread.
Yes.
Is how it looks.
Yeah.
And if I remember rightly, the Trinity part is that there's 3 characters,
Okay.
and the world that you're playing in, you can kind of warp between these 3 characters, and they're in a different version of that world.
Yeah. That's cool.
So like
I
a
need
different
to check
dimension.
that. Yes.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. I need to check that.
So if you
out.
you come across something you're stuck at, you can
flip to the other,
flip to the other one and then maybe you'll
Nice.
traverse it.
Kind of like in Alan Wake 2.
I was also going to say kind of like a certain level in Starfield as well. Does the same thing. Like exactly that.
Nice. There's another one coming soon in January. Prince of Persia.
That's the big
The
one.
Lost Crown.
Yeah. That looks cool as.
So many people were like, "Meh, it's not," and I was like, what? Like, this looks phenomenal. I felt so bad for the dude that came out and was like, this has been my passion, I'm doing this. And everyone online was like, yeah, it sucks. I'm like, this looks like one of the best games I've seen in ages, and I love Prince of Persia anyway. And the fact that this is like a 2.5D, like platformy Metroidvania. But the one thing I'm really annoyed about is that it's on frickin' Epic Game Store and not Steam. So I can't get it on Steam Deck.
Oh, it's like ready-made for the Steam Deck.
I know. So I'm probably going to buy the Switch version or the Xbox version and then just stream it to my Steam Deck. So it's that kind of...
You know what you're going to do there.
Yeah.
There's only one thing to do there, and that is get it on the Xbox and stream it to you.
I know. But then, Switch... I still love my Switch. I'm just holding out for the Switch too at this point.
Again... potential future episode, I guess. You could talk about it for hours, but are we now at a point where it almost feels like a bad use of money to buy
the Switch
games?
version? Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't know.
Well, look at the Batman thing we were just talking about.
Yeah.
It looks atrocious. There's literally like 5 FPS in there, certain areas.
Yeah,
and I'm running it on Steam
when
Deck
you're
at
using
60.
like the Batmobile and stuff. It's like
yeah,
or driving of any kind. Like no,
and that's 720p. I'm running at 800p at 60 on the Steam Deck on a HDR like screen.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yeah, we get into that point now where
It is getting questionable.
new releases on the Switch.
I know. Unless it's a Nintendo IP.
Where they've optimized it.
Yeah. Unless it's like a first party. Because I don't like emulate Switch games on my Steam Deck.
But even then, it has to be quite limited in its scope.
Yes. Yeah.
I think like Wanda's probably the extent in which
it's
you're going to
amazing.
get.
Yeah.
That's like as far as you can probably push it.
But yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, the Switch is coming up to... Well, it's going to be 2024 in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch's APU is from 2015. So it's nearly 10-year-old hardware. So,
Yeah, they've really eked out this.
You're struggling a bit, guys.
But we're the geeky exception. I say that with
the majority of people.
ill-fitting Grinch jumper and reindeer antlers on. If you looked at it from a cold business perspective, which Nintendo will,
Yes.
the sales are still ridiculous.
Yeah, and little Billy has no idea of the difference, and he's
Doesn't care.
enjoying playing
Fortnite.
Minecraft. Yeah, or Fortnite, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, for us more educated gamers,
Yeah.
I mean, the Steam Deck is overtaking all of my time. And the
Yeah.
Xbox, to be fair. I play Xbox and Steam Deck pretty much. That's all I'm playing at the minute. Again, I do still play Switch, but mainly those two.
Yeah, that's fair. So I'm in between a bunch of games. I'm still sad and wounded that they haven't properly patched Flashback 2. They patched it for PC.
Oh,
They patched it for
really?
PlayStation.
What? But not Xbox?
Not Xbox.
Man, they suck.
I don't know if the patches have fixed the problems that were inherent, but
That sucks.
I want to finish it, even though it's annoying as.
Hmm.
The voice acting sucks. The kind of levels are a bit generic.
I could
and
get over
cliched.
all that if it wasn't like 1 FPS.
Yeah, that was the big, like the boss fights were just
Do you know what I mean? It's a
savage.
slideshow. You might as well, I don't even know.
It was worse.
Make a flick book.
Yeah, it was like a 4-panel comic.
It's terrible. I loaded up your stream of it and was like, what is going on here? It looked
I don't
awful.
even know how I got through that.
I don't.
I was like holding the controller in circles and just pressing fire and then action. It was bad.
That was atrocious.
Really bad. So, that's what's currently going on. I want to, whilst we're in a festive spirit and everyone's still full and fat from Christmas, I want you to think about some of your favourite gaming Christmases of past.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I know you've shared some beauty stories with me before.
I have in the past.
And I don't know which one to pick you on.
Oh.
Whether to go for nosebleed or hating Santa. I can't think which one's better.
The nosebleed thing was actually my birthday.
Was it?
Yeah, so that was July. So
It's kind of still festive in July, isn't it?
yeah. If you're in America, yeah. So yeah,
Isn't Christmas in July in Australia? Is that because it's upside down?
maybe, yeah. Possibly, yeah. But yeah, the nosebleed thing was because of the GameCube. So
yes.
I was just about to get the GameCube, and I didn't know that, but I was collecting all the mags. I always had Nintendo mags, and the GameCube was out.
I did the same with FHM,
Yes,
but I never did get Kellybrook.
you definitely would have had a nosebleed then.
For certain.
But I was, had all these mags, and the GameCube had been out for months at this point, but I didn't know that I was going to get one, And then my birthday turns up, and I open it as the GameCube, and I literally could not contain my excitement whilst I was going to set it up. I had the full-on, would not stop nosebleed, which meant I could not then go and set my GameCube up because my nose was bleeding so badly that, I couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, that was pretty funny.
Talking of not being able to play it when you first get it, I've got a very similar story.
Oh.
Not about nosebleeds or other bodily functions, but I can't even think how old I was. I want to say, for argument's sake, I was like maybe 9,
Okay, yeah.
8, 9,
Yeah,
something like that. So I was really young. It's quite an early memory.
Yeah.
We got a Master System.
Oh,
that shows
yes.
you when it was.
Yes.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a shared present between myself, my older brother and sister. And it would be sat in the living room of the house and we'd share it. It had Alex Kidd in Miracle World built in.
Oh,
Notice I said it right, unlike you heathens. Alex Kidd. It's not Alex the Kid.
Yeah, people say that, don't
It's
they?
his surname. It's not a...
Alex,
it's
the
not
little kid.
Yeah, not an adjective. It's his surname.
Yeah.
Anyway. And I loved Alex Kidd in Miracle World. I almost completed it. Never did actually complete it, though. It's savagely hard.
Maybe that's what you complete this Christmas.
They did the remake.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've seen
Pixel
that.
for pixel. And I just literally
Wow.
remade it. And it's got one of those buttons you can switch to the old version and stuff.
Ah, like that. Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, so we get this Master System and we unwrap it together and we're losing our minds. I remember the excitement. Alex the Kid, Miracle World built in, and Sonic, the first Sonic on Master System, which is terrible. Let's be frank about it. Master System is not good.
No.
But they had that game as well. And you know how you get overexcited when you're that kind of young. And
Yeah.
you say stupid stuff you've heard.
Yes.
My brother and sister are both fairly old, 4 or 5 years older than me. So they're teenagers or getting on teenagers, and so they're swearing and stuff.
Yes.
Right? And so they would talk about this. This is really elaborate, I know, I'm sorry, but it's Christmas, what the hell. There was a swimming pool, a council-run swimming pool near us called Ships and Castles.
Okay.
Right? It's down in Falmouth.
Yeah.
Cornwall. Ships and Castles.
Yeah, I can see.
They used to call it shits and arseholes, and it was the funniest thing ever. And because I was really young, I was like, so we got it, and I was really excited. And for some reason,
You wanted to shout out.
no, I did really loud in front of my dad, who's quite strict.
Yes.
Definitely didn't want his 8-year-old boy saying shits and arseholes out loud.
Especially when he just got the best gift ever.
So I was grounded.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, proper punishment. I was grounded for 2 weeks.
Oh.
After Christmas, I wasn't allowed outside or to touch the Master.
No. I was just about to say, could you use those 2 weeks? Oh, man.
I had to watch them play it.
That's brutal.
Savage. And it was so... I was so pent up gamer that I would wake up super early in the morning, go downstairs, and I would hold the controller and pretend to play. I wasn't daring enough to break the rules and actually turn it on.
Oh, so you just hold the controller, caress it.
No, I'd be pressing the buttons and just
Pretending.
in my imagination.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's great. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good story. On the same vein with the swearing front, nothing to do with gaming. When I was a kid in my parents' old house that I grew up in, I was toddler, just able to talk, it was snowing outside, all snowy. My granddad used to bloody this, bloody that.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm like a little toddler, just able to speak. I came in from playing outside in the snow with my older brother, which is again 11 years older. And my mum went, "Oh, is it cold outside?" I went, "Yeah, it's bloody freezing." And then they all turned and looked at my granddad because they knew that I'd picked
That's
it
you.
up. Yeah, I picked it off of him. But it was funny, and they always like joke about that. But a more recent one for me, which I didn't know I was getting, was the Switch. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's funny because at the time I was working in the store right opposite a game store. And when it was getting announced, and obviously I was following the Switch the whole way up, and I was like, I want to buy that. And at the time, I was like, I'm going to go put a deposit on, because you could put a deposit on a pre-order.
Yeah.
So you didn't pay the whole thing, you just paid your deposit, and then on the day of release, you go and pay the rest. But it's a deposit, so it's non-refundable, you know. So I put my deposit down, waited, release day came, couldn't afford it. Lost my deposit.
Oh, no.
So I was gutted because I didn't get my Switch. And I was like, I had to then wait until Christmas. And bear in mind, it came out earlier in that year. So I'm going to places at the time, driving around to all these different places for work. And everywhere I'd go, I'd see people playing on them because it's portable, you know, and I'd be like, like I really want to be playing the Switch. You know, I had my 3DS at the time, which just seemed so outdated at that point.
Yeah, proper.
And I turned up at one place that I was going to at the time, and the dude was like, yeah, I'm playing like Breath of the Wild, like, you know.
Handheld.
And that was my first experience. Because I was like, I saw him playing on it as I turned up to go in, you know, and he was like, I said, you're playing the Switch? He was like, yeah. I was like, I've been trying to avoid this moment because I wanted my own experience to be the proper thing, you know? And he's playing his Switch, and I was like, okay, I'm going to play it. And he let me play Breath of the Wild for like 5 minutes. And I was, again, then my mind blown, gutted that I'd lost my deposit and stuff. Didn't think anything of it. You know, me and my wife were like holding back on giving lavish presents, you know, because obviously we couldn't afford it at the time.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Day comes, and lo and behold, my wife had teamed up with my parents, and they'd got me the Switch. And I genuinely was gobsmacked because I wasn't expecting it. I opened it and was like, what? Like, you know, and they got me Breath of the Wild, they got me like Mario Odyssey. I think I had 3 games and Skyrim. Because, you know, like...
And you still didn't complete it.
No. And I didn't complete any of them. But
you didn't complete Breath of the Wild still?
Yeah, no.
Have you ever?
No. I've got like one beast to do. And every time I jump into the save file, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just don't bother. But anyway, at that time, I was like, oh my God. So naturally, I did what we were talking about earlier of ignoring everyone at the family event, sat there charging the Switch up, you know, sat in the corner playing Skyrim and Breath of the Wild, which was, I mainly focused on Breath of the Wild, to be perfectly honest, because it was so good.
I still think it's...
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's better than Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh. I think for me, it's that nostalgia thing of like how generational leap of like how good the Switch has just come out and it can do this. Absolutely. So for me, that was a huge thing because I just was not expecting it. There was no like inkling, nothing, because I just didn't think we'd be able to get one. So, and that was then like, yes, I've got my Switch. And then I ended up getting the backpack and like, you know, all the accessories. I got a second dock so I could like switch it between places, you know, and got the Pro controller like over time.
Yeah.
And so that was another one from me. And obviously,
and probably quite important because you ended up making videos about it.
Absolutely, yeah. And that was why I was like,
I think definitely the OLED was like a really important moment for what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that changed because we wanted to do gaming videos and stuff. And
yes.
I know when we started the podcast, it was kind of about all tech stuff.
It was
wasn't
it was about a bit
when
of
we
everything.
First tried to start
and
it.
I'd like fumbled around with random gaming stuff,
like a bit of PC stuff. There's a PlayStation,
bit of PlayStation, bit like there was more Switch than anything, but it was all over the place.
Yeah.
And like you said, the podcast was all over the place.
Yep.
And we hadn't like found our like feet yet.
Yeah, it was the OLED that changed that.
And it was the OLED that came out and was like, we need to like really double down on this because it's so good.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just the love of wanting to make all this content about it. And then that really like paved the way then. And then everything since is, well, come from that, really, isn't it?
Totally.
It really has.
My favourite gaming memory.
Yes.
It's so like it almost gets me a bit emotional thinking about how excited it made me. And again, it's a very early one.
Yeah.
It's slightly after the shits and arseholes era. Maybe only a couple of years after though. And that was getting the Sega Mega Drive 2.
Oh.
2 is important. Which is the black one with the red buttons, if you're wondering.
Yes. Yeah.
for Christmas, as a Christmas present. Again, a joint present for my older brother, sister, and myself, for us to share. There was a Mega Drive 2, and it came with Mega Games 2. I think it's Mega Games 2. Because there's 3 Mega Games, which was like the 3-in-1 cartridges.
Are they like collections?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them was like Sports, which is like Italia 90, Super Hang-On, and Columns. Columns, like their rip-off of Tetris. And I think number 2, if it was that, was Golden Axe,
Nice.
Streets of Rage, and Revenge of Shinobi.
Was that all on one cartridge?
On one cartridge. I've got it here still. Same one.
Oh, wow.
It is insane. Like, insane.
Okay, so and did you get that one?
That was the one we got.
Oh, no wonder you get that like amazing nostalgia feeling from it.
I remember ripping the paper and seeing the dark grey black box that had the silver squares all over it. And I remember like the pictures of the game. They always did like little previews of the games. I was like, Echo the Dolphins, Sonic the Hedgehog.
And there was like a screenshot from the game on it. Yeah.
There's all of that on the back. We had wanted. I had wanted this for ages, and there was a family friend, a woman called Susan, still connected to us. She used to come over to the house and bring her Mega Drive to the house so I could play Sonic.
That's amazing.
So like I just wanted this. I lusted after this thing.
Yeah.
I could not contain I can still remember the feeling of excitement of that. Like just my little mind blown. And then playing those games that whole Christmas period. Golden Axe is still an incredible game. Streets of Rage.
Yep.
Streets of Rage.
I love Streets
still
of Rage.
Awesome now.
Yeah.
Still
I absolutely love Streets of Rage.
Revenge of Shinobi is the best Shinobi game. It doesn't get a lot of love. There was a really simple cheat to get infinite shurikens as well that I still remember, which is funny. Those 3 games on their own, let alone how good like Sonic 2 is.
Yeah. But
Jeez,
what a collection that was, though.
Yeah, what a collection.
Amazing.
What's awesome, going like a full circle moment, as we did with the Switch for You and how it's turned into 128 KB basically, is seeing the Game Awards this December and seeing Sega lighting a fire up their own arse and going, do you know what? We're gonna do something with these titles.
Yes.
And seeing that trailer for the games that are in development, and it's
so good.
3 of them was the ones I just mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was.
For me, they are like that, and Sonic 2 in my head are like the Mega Drive games. New Streets of Rage, new Golden Axe. New Golden Axe looks like Baldur's Gate or something.
Yeah,
it's
it looks
insane.
It looks mental, doesn't it? It looks really good.
Really
Jet Set
good.
Radio,
Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage,
amazing.
and a new Shinobi. It's got this kind of hand-drawn, kind of cartoony aesthetic to it.
Looks so good.
Looks so good. It's fast. It's furious, as it should have always been, and it was always a bit slow before.
Maybe that was because you had a PAL version.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was running at 50 hertz instead of 60 hertz, like the US and Jap versions.
That's actually a really good point.
Which did in turn make all our games slow.
Yes.
Because they were the same game, just ran at lower speed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that could have been
I've never thought about that.
Felt slow for you.
Yeah, Shinobi always felt really slow. As did Streets of Rage.
Yes.
When I play it, it just feels like you're being held back somehow. The fact that Sega are bringing that back, it makes me so happy.
Me too.
I love Sega.
I love Sega too.
I want to see them doing well.
I want to see them succeed, and I feel like a lot of the games are a bit rubbish. Like, so like the Sonic games, most of them suck.
They do.
And it's not that I don't like Sega. I love Sega. I want them to succeed. It's just I feel like they need to do something new.
I mean, when was the last good Sonic game?
I know. I mean, I actually did enjoy Frontiers, but it was all right because of the ambition.
They did something very different.
Yes. Yeah.
That was nice.
But other than that,
Adventures?
Yeah, Adventures probably. Dreamcast was probably the last proper decent 3D one, at least.
And it's weird, isn't it? That style, they almost like abandoned it.
Yeah.
and went down some other weird paths.
Yeah, it's strange.
There was
isn't
something
it?
cool about Adventures.
Yes, I really enjoyed that. But I mean, in general, seeing that Sega are like, right, we've got all these cracking IPs from past, and then now they're looking to redo them, like with new entries to the titles. They're not just like, oh, here's a remake. Do you know what I mean? It's like, these are brand new entries, essentially.
Yeah.
And I'm so hyped because they look so good, even though we saw just clip it.
That was the thing. They look cool. Crazy Taxi looks awesome.
Yes. Yeah.
Jet Set Radio, I have to admit, I never actually played it.
Yes. Yeah. I did. Yeah, I did.
I remember seeing it and thinking it looked cool,
Yeah,
but
really
I never
cool.
got to play it. Again, seeing the clips of what they're remaking or what they're newly developing, it looks pretty cool. It's very stylish. What I love about what they've leaked, or what they've teased, is that individually they've all got a really cool style.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily like, let's try and make some AAA blockbuster thing.
No.
It's like,
Yeah.
let's just make something that's cool.
Yeah.
And that kind of feels like it fits, the timing of that feels really good. It feels like it fits in with this resurgence, the 2D thing that we were talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's not like, let's make something that's beautifully polished and like really immersive. It's like, let's just make something cool.
Yeah.
And if that cool thing happens to be 2D, cool.
Then, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I like that as well.
Like the timing feels good for them.
Yes. Yeah, I can't wait to see when we see more of this. And I definitely want to pick them up.
Yeah, 100%.
Because again, I have faith in Sega. I just feel like they need to do something like this to really come
And
back
I hope
on
they
the
don't do
board.
something stupid like put them all on one
Oh,
release.
no, they won't. No, they won't. They'll be individuals.
Yeah, they should be
They
individual.
will
They
be.
deserve to be.
They will be.
And I think they cheapen the experience if they put them all together.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And people don't appreciate it as much because you'll pick up the bundle, play one or two of them, then forget about it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you release them individually, you pick up the one you want and go, yeah, this was great.
Do
And
you
then that
think-
might spark you to play the next one.
Do you think they'll bring the co-op to it?
I hope so.
'Cause they did with the Streets of Rage that have, like, the Streets of Rage
For
released fairly recently, isn't it?
yeah. Well, me and Christina streamed it a while back, so a few
It
years
had a cool
ago.
kind of cartoony style
Yeah, it was
to it.
great.
Good
yeah,
fun.
really good.
And they kept the co-op element,
Yeah,
which was
yeah. 4-player co-op that.
for me 4-player co-op.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah. Online co-op as well. Really good.
They were the couch co-op part of Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe was fundamental to its success. It meant that, for example, me and my brother could play it together.
Yes. Yeah.
And often did.
I think they will keep that. I mean, there's games like that need to be, like Baldur's Gate, and even like Fable, with the new Fable that's coming. I really hope that's co-op, because I know Fable 1 wasn't, but 2 and 3 were.
Yeah.
And so I'm really hoping Fable, the new Fable, still has co-op.
Yeah.
Not just online co-op. I want couch co-op.
I want couch. At least it's an option.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't be able to.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it's a full circle moment there for Sega. I hope that it's soon as well, that we're not having to wait until like 2025 or something.
Yeah, it probably
stupid.
is, because it actually said in the Game Awards now, in development now, which to me means like
We're still
they've
away.
just started development. Do you know what I mean? So they're probably like partially into it, like a third way into development.
Weird that they would have spent so much making such a cinematic advert for
Yeah,
it as well,
didn't
wasn't it?
they? Yeah.
It was like 2 minutes of like acting.
But
and
a
then,
while back, they did say, I can't remember if it was this year or last year, they said something about trying to go like hard. Do you know what I mean? And I can't remember what it was. They're like All-Star Games or something like that. They said some sort of like buzzwordy thing that they want to come in big, and then we didn't really hear anything about it. They said they were working on some big titles, some like crazy like thing that they've never like attempted before or whatever. I really can't remember what they were. And everyone thought, oh, maybe they're going to do like a live service game or something like that. But I feel like this is what they were referring
I don't think
to.
they need to do new IPs.
No.
There were so many good ones.
Yes, they just need to revive
yeah,
the old ones.
left abandoned
Yes.
in Mega Drive Land. I guess part of the problem is some of the really good ones they don't own.
Yes. Yeah,
Like
maybe.
EA own a lot of them.
Yeah. It's in the game, yeah.
Yeah. It's in the game. What Sega IP that's dead would you want brought back? That's not been mentioned.
I don't know. I don't even.
Or at least that era IP, you know?
I'm so like focused on these ones that have been announced. I
it's
can't
hard
even
to
think.
picture,
like,
isn't it?
yeah, I can't even think of any that I.
Do you know what I'd love to
Echo
see
the
brought-
Dolphin.
Oh no, Do you know what? I always hated that game.
I've never had it.
It was the worst.
I think I played a demo of it, and that was it.
It's just boring, dull. Oh, I don't even.
I thought we weren't meant to be complaining. It's Christmas.
Be honest, I don't even like dolphins in real life. Okay, so to play as one, and you're stuck in some kind of maze the whole time. Maybe I was just too young to understand it.
Maybe. I think it's meant to just be like some sort of calming experience, isn't it?
No, there's an actual game to it.
Yeah, is there?
Yeah, you had to like.
Is it like
progress.
Free Willy? Like,
What you do in your free time's up to you. I can't remember. There was like you could fire like sonar out of your nose
okay.
because you're a dolphin.
Yeah, okay.
You could jump out of the water.
Like Free Willy. Yeah.
A bit like Free Willy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Free Willy was a whale.
Well, it was an orca, wasn't he? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a dolphin. Come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is Free Willy in this game trying to kill? Because orcas are pretty violent.
They are, yeah. They're,
Like,
yeah.
you
Maybe he's trying to escape Willy.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, and it's a big metaphor.
Maybe you'd
Trying
never
to
see.
escape the Willy.
Yeah, that's it. You never see Free Willy,
Mm.
but he's always there chasing you from behind
In the dark.
in the dark. That's
Just
it.
with one beady eye.
He might be a pirate. Yes, he could be a pirate.
Jack Sparrow. Wait, what? Johnny Depp's in Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
that.
Free Willy.
Wow, that's
That would
weird.
be something.
Yeah, definitely don't bring back Echo the Dolphin. My God. Did you ever play Road Rash?
Yes, but I don't really. Didn't they bring that back like not that long ago? Didn't
I
they
don't
like
remember.
redo that?
They definitely did it for PS1, and it was rubbish. Much like a lot of the games that tried to cross over and
Yeah.
then go 3D and all
Yeah,
that.
I might be not be that, but there was another kind of game like that.
I've got
they
one
redid. Yeah,
that I
go on.
used to love playing on the
Yeah.
Mega Drive. That's probably in my top 5 games of all time. I talk
Yeah.
about it a lot.
Okay, yeah, go on.
I'd love to see a remake of Flashback.
Oh, that was good. I think that was perfect timing. Yeah,
I don't even know where that.
I don't know.
The sound effect triggered itself.
That was
good.
brilliant. I mean, it was perfectly timed and the perfect soundtrack. I kind of want to try it myself just to see what I
Slap
get.
the table, see what
Ready?
happens.
No. What? That's incredible.
I've got the magic touch.
That's great. He's got a remote in his pocket. That's what he's not telling
No,
me.
it's not a remote.
No, it's Free Willy. So yeah,
You can tell it's Christmas. It's just dirty old man jokes, one after another.
we've just been drinking whiskey off
Just
set.
descended into lechery.
That's it. I can't even remember what we were talking about now.
Sonic? I don't know.
Maybe.
Sonic. I don't even know what they do with Sonic now.
No. But I'm sure, well, I hope.
If the 2D thing
Yeah.
does happen to be like a trend,
Mm-hmm.
like if it does like kick off, if Prince of Persia does actually
Yes.
happen to like trigger that part of the imagination, then there's a chance for Sonic.
Can you imagine like a Metroidvania style Sonic?
Yeah,
Like
I
a
totally could.
cartoony,
Like darker,
yeah, like drawn one. That would be cool.
but it needs the speed.
Yeah.
And I think part of the charm with Sonic is that first and foremost, it's a race
Yeah, it is.
almost. Do you know? What
Yeah,
I mean?
it is. It is.
It's a
Get to
platform
the end.
game, yes.
Yeah.
But you can challenge yourself 2 ways. You can take your time, try and collect stuff, and try and free all the bunnies or whatever they are.
Willies, yeah.
Free all the willies. Or you can blast your way to the end
Yeah.
and
yeah.
try and get to the end as quickly as you can, and then fight Robotnik.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a debate, Christmas debate. It's
Yeah.
a good one to get towards the end
Eggman
of the
or
show.
Robot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you on?
It was always Eggman when I was younger. I swear it was. Or is it Robotnik? I'm getting them confused. It was always the opposite one. Why did they change it?
I think it was the cartoon that changed it.
Was it?
Yeah. Which came after. So it was Robotnik.
Right.
It was Dr. Robotnik.
That's it. Yeah. And then it changed to Dr. Eggman. Yeah.
Now,
okay.
I remember I was really, really into Sonic when I was a little kid. Like, really into Sonic. And not to tell you too much of another long-winded story, but it's Christmas.
Yeah.
I had a long stay in hospital once when I was
Yeah.
quite young. I'm fine now. Thanks for asking. I think I was 11,
Okay. Last week.
maybe 10. Yeah, so
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And as part of my stay, like I had to stay there on my own. It was like 2 weeks I was in there for. And so like I'd get given books and stuff. And the only entertainment at the time was an NES, Nintendo. So bear in mind, this is like 1995. So that's really old and it was rubbish.
Yeah.
There was Duck Hunt
Brilliant.
and Mario.
Yes.
And you're like, oh,
Do I
God,
have
this
to
is
play this?
so
Yeah.
dull.
Yeah.
So I was like reading books and stuff, and I got given this book, which was the story of Sonic the Hedgehog,
Amazing.
origin story.
Brilliant.
I remember it really clearly. And in this origin story, they talk about how he was Dr. Eggman,
Okay.
and he was a good man,
Right.
and he was doing this experiment, and it went wrong.
And became Dr.
He
Robot.
became Dr. Robotnik, and that was in this origin story.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's really stuck with me. So when this debate comes up, I'm like, well, I wonder, is it both? Or was it Robotnik? And then as it got more popular, like, oh, we should write some fiction for this.
I always thought it was the other way around, where it was Eggman, and then I thought maybe to be more like politically correct, they changed it to Robotnik.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I thought it was that way round, but it was definitely Robotnik when I was a kid.
Yes, it was Robotnik.
Yes, and then it later became Eggman.
Yeah, I don't recall anyone else using Eggman because I thought I had this like secret bit of information.
Yeah.
And then like years later, I started hearing people talk about it. It didn't really become that until they started doing the cartoon TV series.
Yeah.
Anyway, what they do with Sonic, or do they just retire it? It's too big for Sega though, isn't it?
It is too big, but I do feel like they like hit it too often. It's
They
kind
do.
of like they do like a Pokemon with it. It's like every
Sonic
year
Racers.
there's like a new Sonic thing, and most of them suck.
There's another one that
Do you know
came
what
out literally a few weeks ago, wasn't there?
Probably don't know. Oh yeah, the all superstars or
Yeah.
all stars or something.
Yeah.
I just skipped that one.
Frontiers was touching on passable.
Yeah.
It's a nice idea.
Mm.
If 2D becomes popular again, like it feels like it might, then there's a real chance that they could do a great Sonic game.
Yeah, I feel like they need to take some time out, focus on a good Sonic game, like something new or whatever,
Yeah.
and then really try and refine it,
Yeah.
and then release it.
Like you say, if they went down that kind of Metroidvania, maybe not like as puzzly as a Metroidvania, but that darkness,
Yeah,
that
I
could
agree.
be really cool.
Like dead ends that you can't go through
yeah.
unless you find an item or something. Make it a bit more adventure-y, even though it's like a 2D platformer style. Because at the minute you can just blitz to the end of a level in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But imagine trying to do that, but you cannot progress until you found the item. Do you know what I mean? Like
That would be cool.
it makes you actually go and adventure the map rather than just skipping through it.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I'd like that.
Anyway, we've prattled on for long enough.
I'm going to round up by saying my sad beef with Santa.
Oh, what, have you not shared that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, man. Tell me why you're so angry with Santa Claus.
Every year I leave him a glass of milk,
Yep.
some cookies,
Yep.
mince pies, whatever it is.
Nice little picture.
And a little picture of me crying as a kid to make him remember what he did to me when I was, how old was I? I don't know. It was 1997, I think it was. And
so like a couple of weeks ago.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, yes. And there I am, little Billy. My name was Billy back then. I don't know why.
Wow.
It just was.
It's weird that you changed it.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm there. Game Boy Color's just coming out. Yeah. I haven't got a games console. My brother's 11 years older than me. He had a PlayStation. And I was like, that's cool. But no, we've got a PlayStation in the house. You don't need a console. You know, you just play on your brother's. And well, yeah, okay. But I wanted the Game Boy. And not the Game Boy. I wanted the Game Boy Color.
Well, it's the new thing.
The new one.
Yeah.
You know, not
After,
the big
like,
old brick.
10 years since the old
Exactly.
one or whatever it's
Yeah,
been.
they had the pocket in between.
Oh, was there? I didn't
Yeah,
realise that.
yeah, it's just the same as the original, but like
Small.
small. Yeah, and I was like, no, I want the color.
Yeah, it's cool as
Yeah,
that.
yeah, the color.
And even colour, I remember the marketing makes your old Game Boy games colour.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
it didn't.
No.
It was rubbish, but it still sounded cool in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, and they did them with coloured shells. They want that like off grey white, like look like it stained in your pocket. You know, So I was like,
Yeah.
I want the lime green one.
I knew you were going to say lime green.
Yes, and that's what I wanted. Again, reading all the magazines.
Yeah,
you know,
lusting after it.
Yes, because for some reason my mum and dad would like. There
Tease
you go.
you.
It will shut them up. You know, here's the new Nintendo mag this month. Oh, great! And I would just read it cover to cover, like so into it. And I didn't think anything of it. Never even thought I'd get it. But dear Santa, you know,
Yeah.
I want a Game Boy Color. And
Love Billy.
Yeah, I love Billy. Yeah, not Andy. It was Billy back then. And then we used to get stockings as a kid.
Yep.
You know, so Father Christmas would come down,
Yep.
fill our stockings up. And if we woke up at like 3 a.m, my parents were like, just open your stocking, go back to bed. You know, don't wake us up until like 7. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I'd wake up at like 2 a.m, like, you know, like really on it, like, oh yeah. And I'd be like, it's too early, but I'm going to open my stocking. So I'd like creep to it. And for some reason, I had no idea why. Maybe we had family staying. I was staying in my brother's room and I was on the floor on like a pull-out bed thing.
Yep.
And he'd heard me wake up, you know, and open. So he's kind of like half up watching me open my stocking, probably opening his. And I pulled out this game. Well, I didn't know it was a game. I pulled out a present, opened it up, and it was a Game Boy Color game. And my brother's there like grinning. And I just burst into tears. I started crying. And he was like, what? I was like, Father Christmas has got me a Game Boy Color game. And I don't even own a Game Boy Color. Like, I don't have it. Like, so I've got this game that I cannot play. And I'm a kid. I didn't realize. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, I was distraught.
Yeah.
Like, I was wailing,
Yeah.
you know, like, and my brother couldn't shut me up. So he pushed me downstairs to my parents' room. And they're like, what's wrong? And I went, I got a Game Boy Color game. And they're like, yeah, it's great, isn't it? I went, no, like, I can't play it. And they were literally like, probably pissing themselves laughing.
Yeah.
But I was like distraught. And then I had to go back to bed. I got sent back to bed, right? And they didn't tell me anything. You know, I was like, right, fine. I'm really annoyed that Santa's come down and like rickrolled me, basically. You know,
Lol.
yeah. And came downstairs at 7. I'm all grumpy because you know I got this Game Boy Color game. I can just look at the box art. Great,
Yeah.
You know, it's a Reservoir Rats. I've still got it, and
That's not a good game.
it was great. It was great
not
for
a good-
me, all right?
Yeah, okay.
And so, yeah, and I was like really upset. Open all the presents, and I'm waiting. Every present that comes through, because every now and again there'll be one from your aunt, whoever, and this,
Yeah.
that, and then
Get it
this
over
one's
with.
from Santa. Oh, yeah. Open it. No, it's a pair of socks. Oh, okay, great. And I'm like, yeah, it's really stitching me up this year. All the presents done. And my mum was like, oh, you know, did you get your Game Boy then? And I went, no. And then she was like, oh, I think I can hear like something upstairs. I was like, yeah, whatever. She runs upstairs. She'd hidden it back, you know, to make a big deal out of it. She was like, that was like Father Christmas now or something, you know. And then like, here you go. There's the present you forgot to drop off last night. Yeah, great. And that was my green Game Boy Color. And obviously I was like, oh my God, you know, because I finally got it then.
It was a happy ending.
Yeah, it was a happy ending.
Were you sulking the whole of
Yes.
Christmas Day?
Yeah, I was, yeah. Until that happened, yeah. I mean, granted, we woke up probably like 6.
Could you you take yourself out of that situation for a second? Can you imagine how annoying you must have been?
Oh, yeah.
Like-
yeah.
Oh, he's not happy with anything.
Yeah, but I'm sure they probably realised once
Yeah.
I'd said, like, I don't even have the console to play it on, you know, and they were like, oh.
They could have just given it to you as a first present.
Exactly. Yeah, but my mum said, I spoke to her years later about it because I've brought it up. She said, I had no idea that you would even realise, like, you know, that you couldn't play it. She thought I might have realised I was getting one,
Yeah.
but I didn't because I just assumed Father Christmas gave me one
And
thing.
made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, and he just
I
gave
asked
me
for
the
a
one.
Game Boy and he's got me just the
The
game.
game, yeah. He doesn't know about gaming. He doesn't read the magazines, you know. But yeah, so I was really upset, and now we laugh at it. But my mum in the future went, I didn't realise I should have put the other one, you know. But yeah, anyway,
Brilliant.
there we go.
That's a great story. What a lovely way to end the
Yes,
show.
there we go.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas. Woo.
Genuinely, I want to say a heartfelt thanks for joining us through this year.
Absolutely.
It's been our first year doing this properly.
Properly, yeah, and actually committing with a direction.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's been thoroughly enjoyable to see so many regular faces turning up and saying awesome
Absolutely.
things and just sharing this weird gaming world with you.
And we love doing it for you.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it's definitely a highlight of the week. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah, it's literally we always say it's like our
Yes.
favorite thing to do.
It really is.
Even when I have to wear stupid antlers. If you got to the deep end, thank you for being here. If you're on YouTube, click the buttons below,
Do it.
like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your favourite part about gaming this Christmas, or if you're like us and you want to reminisce about Christmas gaming past.
Do it.
Said that like a Charles Dickens novel.
You did, yes. I like it.
If you're listening to us on Spotify or the other podcasting platforms, you know what to do.
Rate us.
And then go and share us with your friends who like games too.
And send us cookies.
And send us cookies.
Yes.
Yes. We are like Santa. Please send us cookies.
I literally am right now.
I guess that only leaves one thing to do, and that's to tell you to watch a video that's stuck between our faces.
Yes, do it.
And until the next time, see you next time.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Wait, see you next year.
Oh, see you next year.
Yes.
2024.
Wow.
I'm going to be 40 next year.
Nice.